What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for IREN, ticker symbol IREN. This was a viewer's request, and thank you for your donation. If you guys want a request guaranteed to be done, please leave a donation below via my link. It has all the details. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So here we have IREN. It had a massive pump up higher. Just in a short amount of time, right? Basically, since April of this year, it has gone up about 1,304%. So that's like a 13x multiple right there. 13x. A little bit more. So you can see that it had a huge run up. And now, what is it going to do now? Are we going to still see those type of gains again, or are we done for now and we're going to start correcting lower or reversing lower? I think we're going to start correcting lower. I'll go over the reasons why. So let's look at the historical price action first and go over that. You can see that price was kind of moving at a kind of a weak angle, denoted by this trend line. So kind of like about a 30-degree angle, 25 degrees, price was moving up higher and higher. And then finally had a failed breakout of the trend line, trapped a bunch of shorts, and then we had a huge run up higher. Basically, the price just got more and more exponential as time went on. It was at this trend line, then it was at this trend line, and then we finally had pretty much like the blow off top trend line, right? So we have the trend getting more and more steeper as time goes on. So that's what has happened. And then what happened more recently is that, again, why am I even talking about the trend angles? Because a healthy trend is about 45 degrees. Less than 45 degrees is weaker. More than 45 degrees stronger. But the thing about stronger trends is they don't last forever, right? You don't see a trend go up in a straight line for an extended period of time. Eventually, it will run out. It's hard to say when, but eventually will. And you can see that finally, price crashed down from about $74 all the way to about $48. The bulls tried to reignite the uptrend a couple more times. You see they tried one attempt right here. This was the first drive up after the crash, and then they failed. This was the second drive up, and basically they were not able to make a significant higher high, and then we sold off. Because in a trend, you want to see consistent higher highs and higher lows. Once you start seeing, the highs not being able to push above the prior highs by a significant amount, that shows weakness and it can lead to a trend reversal. So you want to see, a new high significantly past the prior high. And in this case, we had a double top. Now price is, reversing. Why? Because we even broke the prior low. So this was the prior low that, the bulls were able to find support from back over here in late October. And then we saw, move up higher. But this time we just sliced right through that level. So that tells me that the buyers are not willing to buy at this price. They might be willing to buy at lower prices. So since we sliced right through that level and we confirmed it or back tested it for resistance, as you see here, price didn't just slice through and continue dropping down lower, right? It sliced through that level, pulled back to test it to find resistance, meaning now it's a ceiling and now it's trying to roll over to the downside. So there's a high probability we will see another leg down of similar magnitude historically, and that'll take price right to about $21. So $21.35 is my target for the downside, and as right now it looks pretty likely. Looks like we had pretty much a trend kind of blow off top in play. It is played out. You see there was this trend line here. We sliced through the trend line. We had a blow off top trend. We had a double top, which is a reversal sign. Strong move down. It broke through prior support and back tested for resistance just recently, as you can see here. And now we are below the EMA, and now we are starting a bearish trend line. So we just like we had when we were going up, we were having a bullish trend line. Now in reverse, we are having a bearish trend line. So I think right now the chart is looking pretty worrisome. And this comes right back to pretty much the breakout zone because the price was kind of consolidating right around this level right here, the teens to about the low 20s, and then it had a huge run up. And a lot of times price just comes back to where it started. You can even like copy this bars and then flip them, and that's pretty much how long it'll take. So you can take this, and then I'm gonna flip it, or here, not mirror, flip it, something like this. So as quickly as we went up is as quickly as we can go down, and you can see how well, this is following the price action. Let me remove all the drawings. So this is just taking the run up, and this could be the next move down, this pattern right here. And that takes it to about, it could be about by the end of the year. By the end of the year, we could be reaching the low 20s because of the pace that we're currently seeing. So IREN, I think the trend is looking topped out. It looks like a trend reversal with confirmation. Bears are attempting to reach the low 20s. I think that's the next highest probability outlook for this stock. Now, what would be invalidation? Obviously, nothing's guaranteed in the market. If all of a sudden it wants to be bullish, it can choose to do that. What would be invalidation? Well, you want to see price get back above that ceiling that was just made, $51. So you want to see price get back above that at least, and then also break this bearish trend line. So if it breaks this, so if we do something like this, let me draw it out. If we do something like this, like all of a sudden we are not going to go lower, even though it looks like we will, especially because on the left side there's not a lot of support to stop the price from falling. If all of a sudden, bears give up, something happens in the market, some sort of catalyst, and we see a move up, that would invalidate the downward target, and it would start to invalidate it. Excuse me. What would really invalidate it is we pull back and we hold it as support once again, and then we rally, right? So that would really invalidate the bearish target, because nothing's guaranteed. So if you start seeing aggressive buying develop, that can change the picture, that can change the narrative, especially if the pullback is shallow. So sometimes lower probability thing is we do see a huge move up, but then we just see a huge move down as well at the same time, but that's less likely. Typically, the two most likely situations now, either we continue to work our way down to the low 20s, or before we get there, we see a strong move up, followed by a small pullback, holding above $51, and that will lead to a nice rally too. But I don't think that's in play as of right now. It's more likely bearish. Looking at the weekly charts, was overextended. We came right to the EMA, so we could see maybe a little bounce here. I don't think we will. Looks like we went quickly up. We can go quickly down as well. Yeah, this looks like it's coming right back down to the low 20s, maybe even the teens, high teens. So IREN looking bearish in the short term and long term as of right now because of the technicals. Anything that goes up really quickly goes down really quickly as well, and it looks like the trend isn't trying to continue higher as of right now, because sometimes you'll see a huge move up higher and then we're kind of stabilizing at that price, which can lead to another run up. Or we can see a huge move higher, small pullback, lead to another run up. But when you start seeing a huge run up and then a double top, a lot of times that just comes right back to the starting point, kind of like an M formation. So all I have for IREN on the daily and weekly charts. If you have any questions, please leave in the comments down below. Thank you for the donation once again. If you guys have any other requests, if you want a guarantee to be done, a professional chart analysis, you can look at my video description below for that information. It's a Vee Trades, and thank you for your time. Be safe, have fun, and do great things.